Hello and welcome once again. It's MrScaryMuffin, and we got an interesting topic of discussion today. After all, today is Esports Day or Esports Week for Thoughts and Talks and TF2, and I've been racking my brain a little bit recently. Didn't have that many things to talk about TF2 since TF2 is a game that's been around for quite some time. But I had an interesting discussion today to talk about, and that is the WASD versus ESDF keyboard configuration. And I was gonna say call it a debate or controversy or whatever, but it's not really a debate because pretty much 99% of all players use WASD, and you guys know what I'm talking about when I say WASD, because that is where your fingers go to move you forward, back, left, and right, because nobody's using the directional arrows at all. And what's interesting about this is that I didn't even think that some people were playing ESDF until was it Cat or Turnip? Somebody mentioned after a scrim one day how Catafun likes to use ESDF for CS:GO. He doesn't use it for TF2. He uses it for CS:GO and like some other things. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, because it makes sense in my head, right? If you put your fingers on ESDF, not only is this where your fingers naturally are when you're typing, but it gives you access to Q, A, and Z as extra keys you can use to bind to, I don't know, things such as build a sentry gun, destroy your sentry gun. You can bind it to Last Disguise for spies. You can bind it to the Vaccinator switch immunities if you're a medic. You can bind it to a lot of different things. That really helps. One of the things that I used to have, I had my middle mouse button bound to build dispenser, and I don't know, it helped my setup. Oh gosh. Anyways, you can see I'm using I had this video clip of Steel. I am playing with ESDF right now, and I got a video footage of me trying, and it's pretty difficult to adapt to ESDF. It's like learning how to play a little bit all over again. I mean, all your muscle memory is there, so the biggest problem I had was with switching weapons, right? Because I like to use the numbers above the keys, so 1, 2, 3, 4, to switch into the different things. And every time I want to get my pistol out, I always pull out my melee instead, because my finger naturally goes, my middle finger goes up for the pistol. That's my muscle memory. And for a lot of people, I mean, we've been doing this since Quake days, right? Like, this is 20 years or so of people playing games with WASD, which has been popularized since Quake, and it's really hard to adjust your reflexes and stuff like that to work with this. And you'll see in this video, I don't play Spy, I don't play Engineer. Did I play Engineer? I think I might have switched Engineer for Defense for a little bit. But basically, for the most part, I played very straightforward classes that doesn't require much switching. I can always use the quick switch, right? Which I've now rebound to W. And that allowed me to switch between pistol and shotgun pretty easily. But yeah, I used really straightforward classes. I was using Pyro, I was using Scout, I used Heavy as well for a little bit. And movement-wise, I'm okay. There was only a few things that were a little bit messed up. Crouching was a little bit of a problem because I occasionally hit the Windows button, and it was kind of funny because it took me out of the game. So you might see some of that going on. One of the big benefits for this, for sure, was that I no longer had to push cap locks, which used to be my mic, my voice chat thing, and now I can use the letter A for that. And I had Q and Z that I can bound to other things, and I had the bottom things bound previously to other things. But yeah, so it gave me 3 extra buttons to work with, and it was kind of interesting. I'm trying it out in Minecraft as well. I'm still also getting used to it there, but I think with practice, it might be worth it because you get all these extra buttons to play around with. And I wanted to take it to another step and actually go to RDFG, and that way my pinky will actually fall under the QAZ area much easier, and I wouldn't have to move that much. But the thing is that I have one of these ergonomic keyboards, and it felt really weird to put my hand at RDFG. Even on ESDF, which is what the keyboard's designed for my fingers to go, right? Because that's where the home row keys are. You put your middle finger on D, and that's where it's supposed to be when you're typing. Even when I do this for video games, it feels weird. It's like the keyboard itself. Either that, or maybe I use this so much that there's like a groove in my keyboard. I'm touching my keyboard right now. I'm just like, yeah, it kind of feels like there's a groove here. But yeah, it's just like I've been using it way too much, and WASD still feels right to me if I have to do something. I'm gonna play a UHC this weekend, ultra hardcore Minecraft game, and it's gonna be a pretty big match. But I'm gonna try playing ESDF, and if I screw up, I apologize beforehand. It'll be an interesting thing to see, for sure. So yeah, if you guys always wanted like a few more buttons to do things for your binds or whatever, try out ESDF. It's not a bad thing. I mean, I think ESDF may be the way of the future. I mean, if you're playing CS:GO, like when I was playing CS Counter-Strike 1.5, right? I like remember how to I memorized all the buy commands, right? I'll be like B44, B 4-1 or B8-1 or whatever like that. And I know some people, they bound it to like their spacebar so that they just like jump in the buy zone and get everything that they wanted. And I was like, yeah, that's okay, but I don't know. It's interesting. I think it's kind of neat. It's a different thing to try out for sure. And if you guys want to have a little challenge, handicap yourself a little bit, that's the one way to do it. And you see, I'm still doing okay. I mean, all my games playing skills is still there. The other thing you can do, of course, if you want more keys, is to get a mouse with more buttons, right? You can always have mouse with a thumb button, 2 thumb buttons even, and maybe another side button for your ring finger or pinky to use as well. Different way, but I figured this is a kind of cheap way. You already have a keyboard. You already have the ability to use your fingers. And yeah, the only thing, like, I was really considering actually reassigning some of my keys. So like, instead of tab to look at scoreboard, I would use Q, and it would be the same muscle memory, and I would adjust all the numbers over 1. So instead of pressing 1 for my primary, I press 2 for my primary, and that way I don't have to change my muscle memories, and I could just do it as it is. But I think if I'm going to go with this full time, I might want to do this. I don't know. I'm going to play around with it a little bit. I might actually make the adjustments and just continue using my muscle memory properly and just place the buttons over, even though it doesn't really make sense. Primary on 2nd, secondary on 3, melee on 4, and then disguise and stuff like that on 5. It works better with my muscle memory, and it gives me tab now as a key I can use for something, I suppose, instead of Q using for my scoreboard. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. It's just nice as it is to have extra buttons to do things with. And yeah, anyways, that is it for today, guys. I got not much else to say. We can watch the gameplay over here. Oh, I got sniped in the face just as that Uber ended. And I'm still using the ESDF. You pretty much see, except for the occasional mayhap where I'm flipping the wrong, using the wrong weapon or whatever. Pretty much flow. I think just my reaction time is delayed because I gotta go like, oh wait, let me take a look down and make sure I'm using the correct button to change my weapon. I'm slowly adjusting. I mean, this is only, I think, the second map I played with the setting, although I have been playing Minecraft for the last couple of days using this setting. I've been playing, but then here, I like this map. I was recording this specifically just for Thoughts Talks and TF2. And poor guy, he tried to use the Wrangler and he picked up his Sentry instead. Happens to the best of us. But yeah, so I got some practice using this, getting used to it, and I think it's worth it. Got the sapper down. I think my voice chum at this point, it was like, teamwork is overpowered. And then when I'm dealing with the pyro over here, I'm like, accuracy is overpowered. Pops up with a flare, nope. And it was actually an interesting map too. If you guys watch back from the beginning of this one, you notice I went scout in the beginning. We just kind of rushed E, even though we had a hard time trying to cap A. And where'd that guy come from? And we had a hard time, so we were actually putting a lot of pressure on E. We were like inches away from capping E. and then they stopped us, but we got A, and then we got B really fast, and that gave us so much more time to focus on C. But we're back on E again, and the team is just really pressuring on that one. I got ambassadored by that spy there, and thinking about getting the health pack. The spy is coming back. Oh yeah, definitely gonna go for the health pack. Oh hello, Silent Bob, you go by. And he was complaining about how much he hated me because I kept finding him, and I think he hated me even more later on when he was on offense and I was on defense because I kept finding him. But yeah, so we're putting a time on it, and now they have to switch things, but some people are still staying on C. I really like Steel because of this, because you could divert attention everywhere, although this particular area is really spawn campy, and that's one of the things I didn't really particularly like about Steel, is how spawn campy this particular part can be. But that's just the way the map is designed, and we got it. Woohoo! Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next week. And once again, if you haven't, check out the Push-Ups for Child Play. Ciao.